Richard Otieno knew the risks. He had seen the threats, felt the fear, and lived every day as a hunted man. Ever since he stood up against the powerful, his life had become a constant game of survival, watching his back, changing his routes, and never staying in one place for too long. But on January 18, 2025, the day he never expected finally arrived. The day he couldn't outrun fate. What really happened on that fateful day? Who silenced the voice that dared to speak against power? This is the full, harrowing story of how Richard Otieno, activist, human rights defender and fearless critic, met his end. When Richard Otieno, popularly known as the Molo President, left a popular club in Elburgon township on Saturday night after watching an English Premier League match, he had no idea it would be his last night alive. Just minutes past midnight, as he approached the gate of his house, Otieno was ambushed by knife-wielding assailants. Neighbors, alarmed by the commotion, alerted the police, who arrived to find him writhing in pain. He was rushed to Elburgon Hospital, but he did not survive. Otieno was more than just an activist. He was a philanthropist and a fearless defender of the poor in Elburgon, using social media to amplify their struggles. But his activism also made him enemies. Since last year's Gen Z protests, he had received numerous death threats, some of which he shared publicly. A close friend who was with him earlier that evening described Otieno as being in high spirits, even donating 10,000 Kenya shilling to a needy family for school fees. Hours later, he was gone. His death sparked massive protests in Elburgon, with angry residents demanding justice. Hundreds gathered at Elburgon Sub-County Hospital mortuary, took his body and marched for 5 kilometers along Elburgon Molo Road before being met by heavily armed police, including GSU officers, who dispersed them with tear gas. His lawyer, Rosalinda Wamaitha, condemned the killing, revealing that Otieno had confided in her about threats to his life. "During the anti-government protests, my client called me saying all was not well," she stated.
Richard Otieno's life was shaped by struggle, resilience, and an unyielding passion for justice. Born in Ololongoy village, Narok County, in December 1992, his early years were marked by hardship. In 1993, his family was forced to flee to Elburgon after the brutal 1992 tribal clashes, which disrupted the coexistence of communities in the region. My parents moved to Elburgon when my late brother was just 1 year old, recalls his sister, Rosaline Apondi. Growing up, Otieno witnessed firsthand the injustices suffered by those who were politically marginalized. These experiences ignited his passion for activism and social work. After completing his diploma in social work and community development at Molo Technical and Vocational College, he devoted himself to improving the lives of Elburgon and Molo residents. Otieno was more than just an activist. He was a lifeline for the poor. Through his social media network, he raised funds to educate needy children, helped struggling families, and used his influence to push for social justice. His fluency in Kikuyu made him a powerful communicator, earning him admiration across different communities. His acts of kindness and unwavering commitment to the people earned him the nickname, the President of Molo. He grew up in hardship and well-wishers once helped him. That's why he had a big heart for the community. His mother, Salome Juma, shared. Otieno's education journey was tough. His dreams of joining secondary school almost collapsed when his parents couldn't raise the fees. A well-wisher took him to Nairobi for high school, but he often had to work as a casual laborer during school holidays to pay his way through. Even after high school, financial struggles almost halted his education. But in a twist of fate, Molo MP Kuria Kimani sponsored his college education through the constituency bursary scheme. Ironically, years later, Otieno would become one of the MP's fiercest critics. With his deep connection to the people, Otieno ventured into politics in 2022. contesting for the Elburgon ward representative seat under Usawa Party. Though he lost, he remained determined, often hinting at a comeback in 2027. But his activism and bold criticism of local leadership made him powerful enemies. And on January 18, 2025, his fearless journey came to a tragic and violent end. Richard Otieno's once close relationship with Molo MP Kuria Kimani eventually soured as the activist grew bolder in his fight for the rights of local residents. He frequently used social media to highlight issues of underdevelopment and to advocate for youth inclusion in key decision-making processes. The final blow came when Otieno publicly criticized the MP for supporting the impeachment of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. "We did not send our MP to Parliament to impeach Mr. Gachagua." His strong political stance and online activism made him a target for threats, which he did not shy away from sharing publicly. Despite their fallout, MP Kuria Kimani paid tribute to Otieno, describing him as a trailblazer, community mobilizer, and a voice for the youth and underprivileged. I have known Raymond throughout my political career. He was a true champion for youth, women, and the less privileged. His contributions to the socio-political welfare of Molo and Nakuru County will never be forgotten. However, behind these praises lay a deeper, more troubling reality. Otieno had made powerful enemies, and his life was marked by constant threats and intimidation. His sister, Rosalina Pondi, painfully recalled a chilling message he received. "I remember a post he shared with me. Someone called him Maiti, corpse. Shocked and heartbroken, his family has vowed not to proceed with funeral plans until justice is served." His widow, Margaret Mwihaki, revealed that Otieno never told her about the death threats. "I think my late husband didn't want to stress me with political anxieties," she said, wiping away tears. However, a week before his death, Otieno confided in her that unknown people were tracking his movements. "My husband is now dead. I want justice for him. One day, I want to tell our children the truth about what happened to their father, a man who had big dreams for this family." On the night of his murder, Mwihaki, a nurse at Nakuru Level 5 hospital, recalled how her husband assured her he would be home early. He never made it. "I will greatly miss his love and affection. He was deeply committed to his family." Meanwhile, police investigations into the killing to remain ongoing. "So far, no suspect has been arrested, but we have a lead," said Molo Sub-County Police Commander Timon Odingo. The authorities remain tight-lipped about the whereabouts of his body, citing security concerns after angry protests erupted in Elburgon Township. "We had to move the body to another mortuary for preservation. We don't want residents storming and taking it away again," said the police boss. With no arrests made yet, the mystery surrounding Otieno's assassination deepens. Was his political activism the reason for his untimely death? Who were the forces behind his murder?
That's it for today. What do you think about Otieno's tragic fallout and mysterious death? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth political insights. See you in the next one.